Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadtoroot.com with your morning Horn of Z's. Literally, I'm in Boonville, California, where the Horn of Z's was invented. Horn of Z's means sip of coffee in a language called Bootling. It's actually one of the only United States-specific languages that was created. It was created. There's different stories about how it was created, but mainly in the, I think, late 1800s, while people were working in the fields, they wanted to gossip about people without the kids who were working right next to them, without the kids knowing what they're talking about. So they invented their own language. Really cool. A whole lot of words in them, too. There's been books written about it, and that's what the Horn of Z's is, your sip of coffee. Or it's cup of coffee also. I like cup of coffee, but the translation out of the book was sip of coffee. So I call it a sip of coffee. Very important stuff on the road to Ruta. Speaking of sips of coffee, I got notification that my first order of Horn of Z's coffee has arrived. And I'm excited about it. I'll show you guys and we'll show you where to get it. It's Huddle Fuel. Same guy who does Bitcoin Ben's coffee. I had him do a Horn of Z's coffee. So I'll let you guys know how to get it, where to get it. It is it's a Brazilian medium blend. Good coffee. Let me tell you, it's good coffee. You can probably hear the rain. It is literally raining on this tin roof. I'm at my dad's place up here. My dad's been here for decades, and he calls himself an old farmer, but he owns a vineyard. And he grows Pinot Noir, some of the best Pinot in the world. Literally, some of the best Pinot in the world. And I'm not making that up. Amazing what he's done here. And no, it's not. There's no Weir vineyard there's a Weir vineyard. He doesn't make his own wine. He sells the grapes to some of the top Pinot makers in Northern California. And yeah, it's our little family business. And it's awesome. It's cool. You get to drink your own profits. he laughs because we don't make much money at it, but we probably would if we didn't drink all the profits. I had a great email from this guy, a subscriber. I think it's his third year. He just did his third renewal. Danny Buddy from Cork, Ireland, and I've been there. I've been to Danny's hometown. Amy and I went to Ireland a few years back when my son was playing soccer over there. And yeah, we went all up and down. We did the east coast of Ireland. And we didn't really have an agenda, and we ended up down in Cork. So Danny, thanks for your support on the road to Ruta. And he said it's going to be a crazy year. He feels it too. I feel it too. All the things that I've been talking about on the road to Ruta seem to be lining up to really come to fruition and to be exposed. That's what we need. Truth and honesty and exposure of everything from the silver manipulation. Obviously, there's stuff going down with that, with the admission via JP Morgan trader that he was instructed by his bosses to rig the silver market and the gold market. Nobody really fathoms how big this is. We have an admission, and the U.S. government has accepted his admission, and they're going to sentence him, and they've delayed the sentence twice because they know that once they sentence him, the jig is up for J.P. Morgan. And this is something that thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of investors have been screaming about for over a decade. For decades, is the manipulation of the gold and silver markets. And now we have proof. There's no way the Justice Department can get out from at least some kind of prosecution of J.P. Morgan and the managers of this guy. You can't put him in jail. And obviously they're negotiating what his sentence will be without busting the people who made him via his employment contract instructed him to go rig the markets. This is a gigantic thing for the largest bank in the world. And there's literally tens of thousands of people who have accused JP Morgan of rigging the silver and gold markets for decades. And now we have proof. There's no way the Justice Department, the CFTC, the SEC can just scoot this one under the rug. They just cannot do it, and they won't do it. And on the road to Ruta, if you really dig into it, it is the Fed and the U.S. Treasury that is working to destroy the old system to put in a new system. Get rid of the banks. Literally, the Fed's in there to get rid of the bad guy bankers. And if you don't believe me, just read the Road to Ruta documents. Who do you think who are the big people that Ruta's fighting? That's the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the modern day criminals of Comey and Brennan and Clinton and Bushes. These are bad people and they're going down. So yeah, it's all happening. And Danny was all excited about it. I agree. I'm excited too. And not only that, but we're going to have, I believe, this year, some revelations about the amount of gold that's been hiding, that the United States has hidden away at, obviously, at the Grand Canyon. I don't think they'll ever mine. There's two things going on in the Grand Canyon, in my opinion. One is the obvious one, is that there's gold in the ground all over the Grand Canyon. And those who say there is not are fooling themselves because they have no idea. It's illegal to go and look for gold in the Grand Canyon. You can't take a pebble out of the Grand Canyon. So anybody says, oh, Dick, you're an idiot, there's no gold in the Grand Canyon. Really? Really? You've been there? You've done your geological surveys of the Grand Canyon? You haven't, because it's not allowed, because there's too much gold there. That's what, if you want proof, you got to go back before the invention of the Fed and the New York Times post of billions of ounces of gold in the Grand Canyon. Was it mined? Did they start the mining? Did they build a steamship and 2 barges in California and take months to get them into this very rural part of the Colorado River to get steam for the hydraulic mining that was going on? And did they hydraulic mine the side of this cliff? 2 cliffs, 3 cliffs. Did it all happen? And if it did happen, were they doing it just for fun, or was it true? Was it a true story that there are billions and billions and billions of ounces of gold in the Grand Canyon? The reality is, I've been there, I've done the research, absolutely 100% true. 100% true. And you don't believe me, go to Road to Ruta, look up Grand Canyon, you'll find dozens of articles and information and proof. The funniest thing that people still, it's like people don't understand the importance of this. In 1910, we only had 30 million, with an M, 30 million ounces of gold circulating as money in the United States. And gold was money in the United States, gold and silver, right? 30 million, and they found billions and billions and billions of ounces. Why do you think Woodrow Wilson allowed the Federal Reserve to be created? That is the only reason. Woodrow Wilson was very much anti-banker. But he signed this, it was secretive at the time, right before Christmas in 1913, the Federal Reserve Act. Why would he do that? Because the introduction of that gold into the system would have destroyed the entire system. It would have upset the balance of power and money, and they couldn't do it. And so they hid it via the Federal Reserve System. It was allowed to print money like it's going out of style. At first, they even had gold-backed bonds. You've seen those 1934 bonds, billions of dollars worth of bonds, everything. No, it's fake. There's too much of them. They weren't fake. There was that much gold in the system in the Grand Canyon. Look at the Chinese gold bars. It shows a plane crashing. There's so much evidence. The plane crashed right above the spot in the Grand Canyon where some of the gold is, because they had to take heavy lift helicopters into the Grand Canyon to pull out tons and tons of gold back in 1954. So they faked a plane crash right above the spot, closed down the area. It's funny because people still find airplane parts within the Grand Canyon on hikes and things like that. And everybody's like, wait a minute, this part doesn't go to either plane. What they did is they took a whole bunch of junk parts of airplanes, dumped them in the Grand Canyon, and said, oh, no, there's the wreckage. You guys don't have to look any further. But they're still finding parts, and the parts don't match either plane from the crash. So they shut down the Grand Canyon to pull things out. One of the things they pulled out is a lot of gold to give to China. And on the Chinese gold cipher bars, if you read my research on that, it shows a picture of them I mean, gold bar with a carving of them, the plane crash above the canyon and removing gold, and that zero with the line through it that you see on the cover of the 1988 version of the Economist magazine. That's all about the gold in the Grand Canyon. 100%. I know it's a lot to take in, but you got to go there. You got to do the research, which I've done. So I'm really excited. Danny's really excited about this year on the road to Ruta. And then you've got cryptos and the obvious manipulation that didn't work the last time. That's a big sign that we're ready to move higher in cryptocurrencies. Remember, there's no weak hands left. That little manipulation didn't scare anybody out. If anything, people bought more on the dip. It was all a derivative manipulation. Well, every exchange in crypto is derivative. But that was specifically aimed at the leverage derivatives on BitMEX. And that's where you can dump, it's just like silver. Dump 5,000 tons of silver and, get 10 times as much on the derivative contract, make the money and run away. And then you have that money to do more manipulations. Completely illegal, but there are no regulators in the crypto markets. It's the Wild West. So, and I hear BitConnect's coming back. Somebody told me, yeah, they're trying to restart BitConnect. It's like, who's they? If you want to know who they are, it's the crypto cabal that ran BitConnect in the first place. And they're probably trying to do it again because they need money. Why do you think Dan Larimer said, we got a big announcement in June? They need money badly because they're getting busted. This is deep state crypto stuff. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. But it's all coming true, and I'm just real excited about it, and I'm glad Danny's really excited about it too. And hopefully all of you guys on the road to Ruta are excited about this year. There's going to be a lot of revelations about what's been done to us, literally to us, and our monetary system, and it's time to make a full transition. So it's gonna be chaotic. I don't know if the cryptos will go up or down. I don't know if gold and silver will go up or down. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they have to be freely traded. And absolutely get your cryptos off the exchanges. Get your silver out of any... There is no safe storage. Even the nicest person in the world cannot control a banking collapse where their metal will end up. So if anybody holds your metal, get it out. Get it out. Especially the IRA accounts. If you have IRA silver that they hold it, get it out. Call Will Lair at Perpetual Assets. PerpetualAssets.com. Call him and say, oh my God, I have silver in my IRA, but somebody else controls it. And he can help you fix that little problem you have. Nobody should be between you and your assets. Nobody. Not even the nicest exchange in the world. You got stuff in Coinbase, say goodbye to it. If the banks go down, Coinbase goes down. 100%. So, anyway, that's your morning. That's your happy news from the origins of the Horn of Z's in Boonville, California. This is Big Square at roadtoruta.com. I'll talk to you guys later.